So tonight, EA dropped a Flashback Doumbia, and a few days ago, they dropped a Flashback Esswein. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, prior to this week, I thought Flashback items were only going to be given to players based on real-life performances, like past real-life performances, but it turns out EA are also going to be giving these items to players who have been overpowered in Ultimate Team in the past. So, in today's video, we're going to chat about some players who were incredibly overpowered in previous Ultimate Teams, and it's players who maybe could get themselves a flashback item at some point in FIFA 19. So, just before we get into things, guys, if you could leave a like on this video, that would be greatly appreciated, and be sure to be active in the comment section down below. Let me know which OP players from past Ultimate Teams you'd like to see get a flashback item. Now, before we continue, let me just say, I am not saying that all these cards are going to happen. In fact, I'm not saying that any of them are going to happen. I'm just suggesting some old overpowered foot players who it would be nice to see get a flashback variant in FIFA 19. Okay, so now the intro's done, let's hop straight into things. The first player we're going to chat about is Chris Smalling, aka Mike, aka Smaldini. This guy has been ridiculously good in quite a few FIFAs, to be honest. I would say all the way from FIFA 13 to FIFA 17, he was probably one of the best non-special centre-back cards you could get. Obviously, he's in a popular league, so he was easy to get into good teams, and I would feel very confident in saying he's probably one of the most used centre-backs ever on foot. If Smalling got a flashback item, it would be ridiculously popular. The centre-back partnership of Flashback Luiz and Flashback Smalling would be everywhere in FIFA 19. Up next is another English player. It's Dani Welbeck. It's that guy. From memory, I think his best cards in foot were his non-rare item in FIFA 15 and his base item in FIFA 13. In both FIFAs, he was just so fast and strong on the ball. He was tall too, so he could win headers regularly, and he also had really good finishing, which was a bit odd because in real life, I think it's fair to say that finishing isn't really Welbeck's strong point. Nonetheless, in FIFA, and Ultimate Team especially, he was very freaking good. The next player we're going to talk about is Eder. Now, this is another player who had a fairly average looking non-rare card, and you could buy it on the market for like 700 to 800 coins, maybe less to be honest. But what you would get for your coins was terrific value. You would get great value for your money because in-game this card was ridiculously overpowered. It was absolutely brilliant. Andre Schürrle had an insane card back in FIFA 13. Just look at those card stats for a 79 rated item. He had some insane card attributes. This item was perfect for a left forward role. He's got 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, and in game he had some ridiculous shot power. His shots were so powerful, and you could score plenty of goals with this 79 rated winger item. In the history of Ultimate Team, Marco Sau has never had an item higher rated than 77, but he's definitely had cards in the past that seem to perform better than you'd expect from a 77 rated player. His silver variant in FIFA 13 was OP, and his low rated gold cards in FIFA 14 and 15 were awesome. Loic Remy was one of the go-to strikers back in FIFA 13, and it's very easy to see why. This guy had great pace, decent attacking attributes all round, and yeah, he was just really good in game. Him and Aubameyang that year were an incredibly popular strike force. And towards the end of FIFA 13, Remy actually transferred to QPR, who were a Premier League team at the time, so Remy was still being used regularly even at the end of that Ultimate Teams, not just in League Un sides, but also in Premier League sides. If Remy got a flashback item in FIFA 19, I'm pretty confident it would be very popular, because imagine a strike force of striker Mbappe and striker Loic Remy. Another FIFA 13 throwback is up next. It's Rodrigo Palacio. Now, this guy's right forward card, it was just insane. A front three which involved a left forward Schürrle and a right forward Palacio was just incredible. This guy was so fast and he was so good on the ball in game. I have nothing but positive things to say about this card. It was one of my favourites back in FUT 13. The next player is another one from FIFA 13. Can you tell that I enjoyed FIFA 13? That game was so fun. It's one of my favourite Ultimate Teams ever. Anyway, let's not ramble on about that. Let's talk about Ogbonna. Now, this guy back then was one of my go-to centre-backs. He was so fast and strong defensively and aerially. He was absolutely amazing. He would score from corners on a regular basis. Centre-backs like him were perfect for FIFA 13 as three at the back formations were very, very usable. Ahmed Musa is the next player on my list. Back when pace abuse was one of the main ways to attack, this guy was awesome. He was absolutely rapid in game, and if this guy broke through the defensive line, it was more than likely goal time. This guy up top with Wellington or Emenike created a brilliant attacking force. Now, I know this guy's had a League SBC card this year, but so has Wayne Rooney, and that didn't stop him getting a flashback item. Luis Muriel has been in Ultimate Team since FIFA 13, and this year aside, he has been OP every year. Even when he had a silver card in FIFA 15, it was still a really good item. His most overpowered card for me though came back in FIFA 13, but he was also great in FIFA 14. In the comments below, which year do you think Muriel was better, 13 or 14? Let me know. Only the true FIFA OGs will remember this next one. Pino Maya, this guy, wow. This guy had a silver item with 76 shooting back in both FIFA 13 and 14. But in game, his shooting seemed much higher than that. This guy was fast and he was incredibly strong on the ball. Him and Eddie Johnson were incredible back in those FIFAs. It was a silver strike partnership that could rival a lot of gold striker partnerships. Now I have to say, I really didn't enjoy FIFA 18 that much, but there were a couple of players that I did enjoy using in that game, and one of them was definitely Jordan Lukaku. He was a 77 rated left back who performed like an 88 rated left back. He was just fast, tall and strong, and he could compete with many of the higher rated attackers running at him in that game. He's just been given a FUT Birthday centre back card, and it's a very nice looking item, but I would really like to see a left back version of him in FIFA 19 at some point. Luis Gustavo back in FIFA 13 was one of the best defensive midfielder cards you could get. He was an 81 rated non-rare, but he was so good. And with there being a lot of OP Brazilian players like Felipe Santana and Dede in that game, he was regularly used. Talking of Dede and Santana, it would be great to see them get flashback items, but since they're not in the game, it's not currently possible to see them in FIFA 19. The next player we're going to talk about is an interesting one, and it actually works in two different ways. The old school silver lovers will remember how good Kayate was back in FIFA 13. He was a silver centre back with 83 pace, and he was top class. Kayate was also really OP as a CDM back in FIFA 16 as well. Okay, here he is, the player you've probably all been expecting to see in this video, Victor Ibarbo. Now, once again, I'm fully aware he has a League SBC card, but once again, so does Wayne Rooney. It's pretty hard to find a year in Ultimate Team where Ibarbo wasn't good, but I definitely think his best years were in FIFA 13, 14 and 15. Which year do you think Ibarbo was at his peak in FIFA Ultimate Team? Let me know in the comments. Elia is next. Back in FIFA 13, three at the back formations were super popular, and this guy was regularly in the left mid or left wing role of Bundesliga teams. He's a 5-star skiller who is rapid and great on the ball in game, and do not let that 68 shooting fool you either. In game, his finishing was much better than that stat suggests. Mame Diouf has had a few good cards in Ultimate Team over the years, and when I say good, I mean in terms of in-game ability. His cards, they don't look anything special, but that's why he was overpowered. I personally think his most OP card was the non-rare 79 rated one in FIFA 14, but Diouf was also pretty good in 13 and 15. In FIFA 19, Diouf's base item actually has a really high defensive stat, so if he got a flashback item, that card could work really good as a centre mid. Back in the old pace abuse days, there was a very popular right winger whose name was Biabiani. This guy was like one of the fastest gold cards in the game for a bit, and he was just really fun to use. He probably wouldn't make for a very good flashback item in FIFA 19, but nonetheless, he could make for a nice novelty flashback item. I of course could not do a video focused on old overpowered players without talking about Jack Butland. Once again, the silver lovers will remember how OP his silver cards were in FIFA 13 and 14, and then everyone else will probably remember how ridiculously good his gold cards were in FIFA 17 and 18, especially in 17. He was one of the best Premier League goalkeepers you could buy, and he was like 1k, so he was an absolute bargain of a goalkeeper. Anyway guys, we're coming towards the end of the video now. We've just spoken about 20 players who were incredibly overpowered back in previous Ultimate Teams. Do you think any of them will receive flashback items in FIFA 19? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also let me know which other players you found to be overpowered in previous Ultimate Teams. And that's pretty much it for today's video. If you could leave a like on it, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I really do enjoy doing these videos where we look back at old FIFAs because, yeah, the old FIFAs were fun. They really were. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.